what happens when we embrace terms such as hoe wife, then we end up getting mad about it. Because then if our husbands show up as anything other than husband, we become upset. But then we've labeled and embraced ourselves as his hoe. He has not done this. That's the interesting part. The men don't use this term. The husbands don't use the term. Everybody says, look, I don't see what the problem is. Like, it's cute, it's catchy. No, it's not cute and catchy.
Warning, viewer discretion is advised. The content, views, and educational material you are about to experience could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. This isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if your feelings bruise easily, this might be the time to click away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution, and remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it.
With this specific live, you guys, I want to discuss something that was brought to my attention yesterday as I was meeting with a friend of mine and spending some time with her, and I was at her house for hours. We had a great time. Let me tell you what happened. She was talking to me about polygyny. Her husband's in polygyny as well. I won't say what her name is so that I can protect her privacy. Now, what she had said to me was that she was like, are you familiar with this term called hoe wife? That was a new one on me. Now, I've heard of a few different terms that were toxic that have been embraced by many women in polygyny, specifically in polygyny, because you got to be a co-wife but not a hoe wife. You can be a whole wife, a healed wife, a heroic wife, honorable wife. But I looked at her in shock, and I said, I've never heard that before in my life. Now, we're going to get into it, but I'm forgetting a couple things. If you have questions for me, put a question mark in front of the question so that I can easily identify it. And make sure you comment, like, subscribe, share this video, because sharing is caring indeed. So we want to share the beneficial knowledge. And getting to that part is talking about overcoming toxic terms such as hoe wife. It tears me down every time I think of it, because I just can't imagine giving myself an attribute of anything other than wife. Now, in this specific case, now I'm many things. I'm an artist, I'm an interior designer. I like fashion design. I love nail art. I love jewelry making. I love so many different things. I love laughter and building people up and making them feel lifted. I love learning from others, but one thing that I hate to learn about is these toxic terms. I know a few women that have used the term the phrase hojabby phase. I had never heard of it until a friend of mine had got divorced. She's now married to a different man, and she's thriving. She's in monogamy, but open to polygyny. He's not interested in it at this time of his life. That could change, right? She told me, she said, this one sister told me that I was in my hojabby phase. And I was like, what phase? She said, yeah, girl, they call it hojab. I said, so we're dishonoring our hijab, our covering, our khimar, Islam. So many things get taken down and disrespected when we use these terms. So when we talk about overcoming toxic terms, it's about not embracing them. It's about not identifying with them. So hoe wife, not co-wife. Now, from what I learned yesterday, yesterday when I learned this, from what I learned, it is making reference to having a husband, but not living with him, only using him for his parts and his finances. Other than that, you don't want to deal with him. Now, I understand completely if U.S. spouses get on each other's nerves or rattle each other's cages or, You're just not having a good day with one another. I get that. But to say, look, I don't want you for anything other than what you can financially provide me with, gifts you can give me, physical relations that you can give me. Other than that, I don't need you. It's so dismissive and disrespectful and disrespectful to the unity of marriage.
You're already on our channel, and you see how we are empowering people when it comes to polygamy education. You may be wondering, what's the next step? Especially knowing that we are the authors of the book,
Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. If you want to get off the emotional roller coaster, whether it's jealousy, insecurity, frustration, anger, maybe even guilt in some cases, you're going to want to pick up this book.
Definitely wish I would have had this book back a while ago when we first embarked on polygyny. And you will learn a lot of things about minding your marriage and what that actually means, so you're not comparing your marriage to your co-wives or anybody else's for that matter.
If you've heard, I'm not against polygamy, I just against when it's not done right, you want to learn how to do it right, this will teach you how to be more than twice the man you need to be to get it done. Let's talk polygamy.com. We look forward to shipping yours off to you.
And make sure, as I'm talking, make sure you all get in the comments and put where you're from. I want to shout you out in the chat. But what happens when we embrace terms such as hoe wife, then we end up getting mad about it. Because then if our husbands show up as anything other than husband, we become upset. But then we've labeled and embraced ourselves as his hoe. He has not done this. That's the interesting part. The men don't use this term. The husbands don't use the term. But hoe jabby phase and hoe wife and things of that nature, everybody says, look, I don't see what the problem is. Like, it's cute, it's catchy. No, it's not cute and catchy. The terms are toxic. And you will disable the rights that you have as a wife in your marriage immediately when you use these terms and think they're cute. Because there's a culture now that says, look, I just want a man for his parts and his money. That's all he's good for anyway. You see how they do that? So you think, I'm gonna tell you, let's talk about some of the music idols and the idol worship that's going on with the music industry. So use Beyonce, for example. I can't have standard. I just don't like her. I don't like what she stands for and a bunch of other reasons, but I won't take up time talking about that right now. But one thing that she does is she says, I'm a diva, I'm in charge, all y'all get information, all the women line up, and then she married and has children. But she's telling you, only way you can really thrive is to be a boss bitch. And we'll catch up to being wife maybe. But she's a whole wife and married for I don't know how many years now, but it's been some time. Vivica Fox, same thing. She sold her oats in her youth. These are her words, not mine. She sold her oats in her youth. She felt empowered. She felt successful. And now she damn near begging for a husband. She can't have children. That time has passed. More than a few of us. But now she's abandoned the mentality that she had before, because she's found later on in life that it didn't serve her. And now she's alone. You can be a successful woman and you can be successfully by yourself if you sit up and say, listen, this is all I want you for. This is all you're good for. Bring me your parts. Shut up. Bring me your money. These are the gifts I demand. This is the treatment I want to receive. and forget anything else you got to bring to the table. Because I don't need it. I don't need you like that. I'm just gonna be your whole wife, and you just come in and out of here. Don't live with me at all. I don't want to build a home with you. I don't want a family with you. But it's all about what you can give me, what you can supply me with. But then people want to get a little bit of an attitude when they might reach a level of maturity or mature thinking. You know what? I wish I hadn't wasted my years or wasted my time. Because that's what ends up happening.